house Barry Sanders and Thurman Thomas built and T. Boone Pickens financed. Welcome to Stillwater, Oklahoma, home of the Cowboys, where the paddle people are ready to open up a can. There's nothing quite like a great rivalry matchup in college football. The bitterness, the intensity, the lifetime of memories that will come as a result of what we're about to see in this one. As we'll see a squad from the AAC, the Tulsa Golden Hurricane, taking on the 8th-ranked team in the land, the Oklahoma State Cowboys. 48 Sports College Football. Welcome to Boone Pickens Stadium, Stillwater, Oklahoma, home to the Cowboys of Oklahoma State. Pistol Pete ready to start firing those pistols for the battle we have in store. Little gets the blood boiling, quite like a rivalry game. Barbs, shots, trash talk, things that go on throughout the week will now all be settled on this field. As we'll see a squad from the AAC, the Tulsa Golden Hurricane, taking on the 8th-ranked team in the land, the Oklahoma State Cowboys. For EA Sports College Football, Reese Davis with you alongside David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. Time to get this game started. Tulsa will kick off and we'll get this game started. From inside the 10-yard line, he'll bring it back. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. So Oklahoma State's offense will have the first possession of the game. There are always butterflies to start a game, but when you have a rivalry like this, the adrenaline is pumping on overdrive, guys.
They aren't all the same. We say that, but we know differently. The blood is boiling. The temperature is hot. Jesse, you want this week more than most.
Yeah, David, we played in these games before. Everything just seems to be heightened, right? The game seems to be moving faster. The crowd noise feels louder. Your composure will be tested early in a game like this.
They've got a 1st and 10 at the 34. Quick touch pass to the receiver. And he'll make his way out of bounds after the solid pickup. They have had to wear that beat down since the last time these two met, Jesse.
And they've been talking about it for a long time. They were absolutely embarrassed. The players, the coaches, the fans. You know, David, coming into this game this time, they want to put out a much better performance.
Oh, there's nothing worse. The coaches are riding you all week leading up into this game, reminding you, showing the clips in the locker room. You know you failed. You want to come out and get a great start in this football game early.
The Cowboys come to the line with a new set of downs. Red pass, it's complete. Plenty of room on that play, and they find their way to the 36.
And a big key on that throw to the slot receiver, guys, is putting the ball out in front. The location of the throw is what helped that guy get extra yards after the catch.
Looking downfield, it's Flanagan. Oh, he's going to try to get it all here. And he makes the catch inside the 10. They make the stop at the 5-yard line, but they've got it 1st and goal.
We knew this offense wanted to come out here and let it rip through the air. This QB is in a beautiful rhythm early. Nice job with his footwork and his eyes, and he completes a big one there. Get this offense home.
And he gets it back to the 4-yard line. No farther than that. No gain on the play.
Great job by the defense. Everybody firing off the ball, hitting their guys, holding their gaps, running to the football, nowhere to go.
They'll give it another shot on 2nd and goal from the 4. Into the end zone he goes. Pistols firing. Touchdown, Cowboys. They can use this first score to sort of set the tone, guys, in this rivalry matchup.
Man, doesn't this feel good to come out, score early, get the crowd involved, get the nerves out of the way, Palmer, when you're playing in a big rivalry game.
Yeah, and I feel like momentum is always a big thing in any game, but in rivalry games, it's that much more important because everybody is going to feed off that first score.
All almost ready to kick it away after scoring the touchdown. And he's going to bring it out. He gets a block. What a great return, and he flips the field to start this drive off, and he just about scored himself. It is so good to have a dangerous return man. So Tulsa's offense will go to work for the first time today. And they seem to believe that they can take big plays away at man coverage by just locking him up in this matchup, David.
And it's hard to lock down a great wide receiver, but a great defensive back versus a great wide receiver, we got a showdown.
Yeah, let's be honest, David. Most defenses don't have a dude like that at cornerback that could do that in a game like this, but this matchup is unique, and it's going to really determine the outcome of the game.
Not much working there. It'll be 2nd and 9. Tulsa wasting no time. On 2nd down, wants to throw it. They'll run the screen. He will step out of bounds, but not before the big pickup and a first down for this offense.
There's a lot of different ways this offense can attack you throwing the ball. One of them is getting the running back going, and the screen is a great way to get him lathered up and get the defense starting to think about him a little bit.
And that pass intercepted. Got some room to run. He's at the 20. And with the interception, he'll take it all the way back. Touchdown, Oklahoma State. What a play by this defense with the pick six.
And how about the defender? Exactly what you're supposed to do. Breaks on the football, makes the interception. Everybody on defense, we turn to offense. Go lay some blocks so my guy can get it and take it back to the house.
Pulled down at the 18, and the decision to bring it out of the end zone was not a good one. We'll get another look at this Tulsa offense. To say this has been a slow start is a bit of an understatement, and they really need to get it going here, Jesse.
That's right. The opponent, they're
into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Trying to take it back. Touchdown, Oklahoma State. And this defense coming out with points of their own. What an interception return. No step back in week 3. They have been sharp as they extend the lead. The DB saw it. He thought, don't drop it, then thought, don't get caught, and he didn't. The pick six.
Hey, these guys can play offense, too, now. Look at this. I showed you I can be a wide receiver. Coach might split him out a wide receiver next week after making that big play, but defense, great job making the interception, and you're right, doing something with it. Don't just slide down. Don't be content. Take that thing all the way back.
The Golden Hurricane offense comes back onto the field. The big thing now, don't get rattled by that last pick six, David.
Nah, it was a big mistake. Obviously, the defense took advantage of it, but you got to put it behind you. Jesse, I'm sure you know a thing or two about throwing a pick six and how to rebound.
I believe I've only thrown one in my life, but yes, I do because of that singular instance. I'll say this. You can't let that play beat you twice. You got to go out and not try to get it all back here in one play. Just execute the offense.
Nice, solid form tackle from this sophomore. They'll try to move the chains on 3rd and short from the 25. They'll try to pick up the first through the air. Fires to the big fella. And he'll be taken down, but he does have enough for the first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. 3rd and short, and I guess the only thing they really took out of play in the shotgun was the quarterback sneak.
Yeah, and that's kind of what I like to do, Reese. I mean, 3rd and inches, I want to run the quarterback sneak, run the football, but this team fully comfortable throwing the football, and you see why. Easy pitch, easy catch, first down.
They'll run play action. Caught over the middle. It's Worthy. Brings him down at the 48. It's a gain of 15 and a first down.
If they're going to sit back in zone, I'm going to make sure I know exactly what they're doing, find those holes, find those crossing patterns, and take advantage of that zone coverage.
The defense wouldn't let him loose there, and it was a completion, but they lost yardage. Tulsa wasting no time.
You know, you got to be careful as a QB throwing to your running back in man coverage. If there's a linebacker draped all over him, then that ball's not going anywhere. You just saw it right here. Better play by the defense.
The biggest lie college football coaches tell is nameless, faceless opponent. David, game like this, you know their name and you know their face.
You know them well, and it does mean just...
A shot toward the end zone. And he is finding wide-open defenders all over the field. His third interception of the day. And a big return after the INT sets up the offense for this possession.
What a nice catch by the defensive back. Listen, a lot of times you see DBs get in position to make plays, but there's a reason they play DB and not wide receiver. Great job finishing the interception, catching the ball, and making a big play.
And he has a solid gain on the play before sliding.
Yeah, I think you're just seeing the experience this guy has, right? He's so poised that initially he's flushed out of the pocket, nothing's open, and he doesn't panic. He's not throwing it away. He's not sliding early. He just knows where the defense isn't. And he's able to attack that space with his speed and get a positive play.
And I love working the slot receivers, and you see so much of that. It's about matchups, right? I can put a fast guy in that slot, maybe get him matched up on a linebacker or a safety. I like working those guys in those matchups. Favorable for the offense for sure.
Can anyone catch him? Running inside the 20. Big gain on that one as he steps out of bounds with a first down. Guys, that's the end of the quarter, and Oklahoma State has the lead here. Man, that was an impressive and dominant first quarter. Let's take a look at the stats before we move on. First down to start the drive after the break. Quick handoff. They'll pick up 4, 2nd and 6 coming. Going to work in the red zone. They can't pick up the first down without getting it into the end zone. Back to the ground with the running back. And how about that interior defense stuffing the run for nothing?
You got to have that defense you know you can go to in running situations. Your base defense where you say, okay, this is where I'm going to start, and I'm going to stop the run, stuff it up front. My guys play big up front. And then if I need to add some blitzes to it later on down the road, I can. But great job in the base defense making it work.
The defense just spent a whole lot of energy, too. That was a long play. That developed and took time, and they were pursuing, and they weren't able to get him initially. So you got dudes huffing and puffing and sucking wind. And
he runs it in for the score. Touchdown, Cowboys! And the extra point makes it 28-0. They took it 64 yards right down the field. And they capped it off with a 1-yard punt. About to kick it away after scoring the touchdown. Here he comes from inside his own 5. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. We'll get another look at this Tulsa offense. That last drive was promising for a while, but you just can't mess it up at the end with the pick, Jesse.
No, you got to be able to finish drives, especially in this game if you're going to win. And, David, they've got to be able to eliminate the mental mistakes.
Yeah, and I don't think you get conservative or play it safe. You can trust your guy. I think you put the ball right back in his hands and let him do his thing.
They'll put it in play from the 27, first down. Use the play fake, now to throw. Quickly out to the tight end. And just a short, safe pass play. They pick up a few.
Well, this tight end, he's got size and he's got some athleticism, and he's very difficult to cover one-on-one. Defense is going to have their hands full with him today.
It's now 2nd down after the short completion. He's looking to throw. Fires to the wideout. Another interception. That's his 4th of the day. And they'll close in on him after a good return on the interception.
And that's got to feel good, and that's a play this young man is never going to forget. His first interception of the season. Great job reading the QB's eyes and getting to the football.
They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one.
Yeah, and listen, the offense has had their way, and they've had so much success and so much production. But listen, at least the defense got a rep. You know, maybe this gets you a spark. Maybe this gets you some energy. Maybe we'll see a little bit more life from this defense.
Yeah, they may not win the game, but I think this defensive coaching staff at this point, based on how this game has gone, they're just trying to find things to build off of. Maybe that's something they can point to as they get ready for their next opponent, of things they did right and things that they got to do more consistently moving forward.
They'll try to run for it. He just needed a yard on 3rd down, and there just wasn't any room to pick it up.
Well, this is a defense that we know takes tons of pride stopping the run. That's where it all starts and ends with them, and you saw a great effort on that last play.
And it's no good. He missed it. And they missed a field goal, so something has gone wrong today. The Golden Hurricane offense comes back onto the field. Mistakes are going to happen, as they did on that last drive. Now, how will they respond, Jesse?
And this is the kind of guy who's going to take full accountability. That was my bad. That's on me. I'm about to lead this offense now down the field to score some points.
Dang, Homer, I wish I would have played with you. I didn't play with many quarterbacks that were just like, yeah, my bad. Hey, guys, I got this. Sorry about that. It was more, you should have ran a better route.
Plows through the defense. Really nice, patient job to find some running room by this junior. We've reached the 2-minute warning, and this thing has been one-sided, and they hope to at least have something to feel good about going into halftime. Let's go! Looking to move it through the air. He makes the connection. There to make the tackle, but the big throw is good enough to give them a first down. Tulsa wasting no time. Good enough for a first down. Comes out throwing on 1st down. Pulls it in. It's Johnson. And he was able to get away from one tackle, but plenty of help was on the way. Decent pickup on that play. He's back to throw on 2nd down. Gets it out quickly. Tackled after picking up the 1st down.
Nice completion here to this wide receiver, and you're going to see this receiver line up in different spots all over the field all game long. Defense has got to keep their eye on where this guy is because they know he's a big part of this.
Pressure is on the way, and the pressure has arrived, and down he goes at the 30.
How nice is it as a defense when you can drop 7 guys into coverage, only rush 4, and still get home? That makes you feel good if you're the D coordinator.
There's a timeout called as this offense tries to find a way to draw a little closer. He's looking for an open man on 2nd down. That's caught. It's worthy. Good, solid tackle.
And those slot receivers nowadays, they're little watermelons, man. You can play touch football in an elevator to lose to these guys because they're so quick and so dynamic. Get open and catch the football.
Using the back as a receiver on the screen. And they wrap him up, but not before he's got enough for the 1st down. Here's a timeout on the field. Tight game here late in the 1st half. Finally, this offense starting to show a little juice. They've got a 1st and 10. He's looking to throw it. Not much of a chance there. He just had to get rid of it to avoid the sack. Time dwindling away as they try to put points on the board right before the half. 42 Spider. Right back to the air on 2nd and 10. Grabbed behind the line. It's Frank. We've got a timeout in the waning seconds of the half. Maybe a chance to get off a couple more plays. The terrain gets rough this deep in the red zone. 3rd down. They can't pick up the 1st without scoring. From the gun. Wants to pass. Didn't have much of a choice, just had to throw that one away. It'll be 4th down. So they won't get a touchdown, but a chance to put something on the board before halftime. From the left hash, and this distance ought to make that angle pretty easy to handle. Splits the uprights. Good. So they get the late field goal right before the half and not much time after this kickoff for an answer. From inside the 15, here's the return. They make the stop on the return, and that is priority one. You don't want some big return to give up a cheap touchdown on the final play of the half. That's the end of the second quarter. That means it's time to join Kevin in our halftime update.
Thanks so much, guys, and I need not tell you, rivalry games always bring out a ton of emotion, and no surprise, we saw just that in the first half today. It's been a fun start to this one, and this offense has really been the story. They've opened up a sizable lead, and unless something drastic changes, things might get even more out of hand. A combination of lethal efficiency, and that offensive line has been the key. They've mauled that defense and also just about broken their will.
Looks as if we're set to crank it up here in the second half. And he passes on the touchback. Here he comes. Not nearly as much as he'd hoped when he brought it out of the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 15. We'll get another look at this Tulsa offense. Huge deficit to start this third quarter. They just need to find something to build a little confidence.
Yeah, it hasn't gone well. When you're trailing by this much, this first drive, man, does everything matter and hinge on this? Because every possession in the second half is going to be critical.
Yeah, and I think if you're on offense, why hold back? What are you worried about? Nothing went well in the first half for you, and at this point, trailing by as much as you are, throw caution to the wind, be aggressive, and let's just see what happens.
He knew exactly where he wanted to go with that one, and they've got enough for the first down. New set of downs after that completion. Pre-snap motion, quarterback trying to get a read. Grabbed in the middle, it's Johnson. Really confident throw and catch there. Big pickup, and they have a first down.
That wide receiver on the outside is dangerous. When you're playing zone coverage, it's really hard because you're not chasing him. You can't really get hands on him. You got to make sure you send more guys his direction. Maybe slide those linebackers toward that wide receiver so you got a little more help on the outside.
Yeah, this coaching staff, they're getting this offensive line lathered up and into a rhythm. Now they're letting them drive off the ball on first down on these running plays, and they're getting chunks of yardage.
They can really be aggressive after that last play. It's 2nd and 3. He's looking to throw. Feeling some heat. And they got him. They'll get him down for the sack.
And this offensive line's got to do a better job. Man, you got to protect your quarterback. Listen, this offense is not playing great. They got to somehow find a way to start to get something together here in the second half.
Defense was not fooled by that screen to the back, and they'll stop him short of the marker. It'll be 4th down. Tulsa will be forced to send out the punt team. First punt of the day, and he'd love to lock them up close to their goal line. The ball hits at the 5, and it'll go into the end zone for a touchback. Oklahoma State hoping to get the Pistols firing on offense. We talk about settling for points, but sometimes when you have to settle for nothing, David, it can be demoralizing.
Yeah, and it can definitely be frustrating. And I think it leads you to say maybe I can go for it more. But, Jesse, I think this offense just needs to put another drive together and just finish stronger.
Yeah, and be a little bit less predictable, too, especially as they get closer and closer down to the end zone.
I like it. Just frustrate the defense. Get that 5 to 6 yards. Make them honor the run. Make them know that you're willing to run the football and run it effectively.
Defense in the right spot. They stop him after a gain of 2 to the 28.
I never know if it's grammatically correct to say a team is being out-physicaled. You hear it a lot in football, though. That's happening in this game. They are just not getting the push they need all game long up front to have any success when they decide to run it.
Looking for room at the 40. And the big gain, and they've got it on the 46.
The defense just got out-muscled at the point of attack. The back showed good vision, made a cut into the hole, first down.
And the Cowboys will snap it on 1st and 10. Use the play fake, now to throw. Unloads to the wideout. All kinds of room to throw that one in there. Defense is there to make the stop, but he's got the first down, and they'll have it 1st and goal
play design on that one. You make it easy for your quarterback, too, because it's easy to see what's happening right in front of you. Over the middle of the field, you can see where defenders are dropping. You can see where the soft spots are in zone coverage. And just a really nice job by the QB locating his guy, making an accurate throw.
Defense rose up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a second and long coming. Quarterback adapting. Throw into the end zone, and it's picked off. And he's brought down, and this defense gets the ball back for its own.
Man, what a great break on the football. Nice job seeing it, squeezing. A lot of those defensive guys, man, they don't have great hands all the time, but you always, always remember your first interception. They'll always remember this moment.
He's brought down quickly. Minimal gain there, still a bit short of the first down.
This quarterback right now is in a groove, and he's doing a nice job in pre-snap. He's reading the coverage, and he's getting an idea of where he wants to go with the football. That's why the ball's coming out of his hands so quickly, and that's why he seems like he's in a great rhythm right now.
They'll run it out of the shotgun. Forges ahead, picks up about 3 to the 29. Ball spotted at the 29. Here they come on 3rd and short. They'll try to get it through the air. Brings it in down the left side. And he's running in the open. And he'll take it in. They couldn't get him on the ground. Touchdown, Tulsa. Quarterbacks love receivers that can get separation, but that amount of separation is a little excessive.
I agree, Reese, and I think the defense needs to have a little powwow on the sidelines and talk about what just happened, because that was an absolute busted coverage on the back end. Defense can't keep playing like that.
Nice job executing all of the assignments as they put a stop to that return at the 22. Time for one more snap before the end of the quarter. On the option. Now the pitch. Finally run out of bounds, but he has this offense rolling with a first down. Guys, that's the end of the quarter, and Oklahoma State has the lead here. And they've built a comfortable lead after 3 quarters of play. Let's take a look at how we've gotten here. One more quarter to play, and it might be unlikely, but hey, it's college football. Comebacks happen. And this set of downs gets started from the 33, 1st and 10. Coming after it, looking to scramble. They'll wrestle him down just short of the first down. I don't even think they're going to bring out the chains to measure this one.
It's just so nice to have a QB under center. Nowadays in football, you can trust these guys. You put so much on their plate, and you tell them, go get positive yards when it's there. And a lot of these guys are such great athletes, they do it with ease.
They get him on the ground, but not before he gets enough for the first down. That was a really nice catch and an even better run after the grab.
And get the ball to your playmaker. What's good about having him in the slot is he can go either direction. You can get him matched up on somebody that's not as fast. And you watch, he can run away from those linebackers or safeties.
This defense is going to have to be careful. Not only do they have to worry about this guy running the football, but they've got to keep their eye on him when he runs routes, too. He is a versatile back.
It's complete to the right. Finally pulled down, but not before. Moving the chains for a first down. A new set of downs after the completion. A designed run for the quarterback.
Man, the evolution of the quarterback position. Basically, you should call them running backs who throw the ball really well now.
And guys, you know the other thing that happens here is that sets up the next play because you've sort of left the defensive line gassed trying to run down the quarterback.
Oh, you got to be in shape, chasing it around all day on design runs, on scrambles, and, you know, it's just, and the +1 advantage you get by having that guy. It's so hard to defend.
Ball at the 31, 3rd and short coming, defense trying to rise up. And the incomplete pass will bring up 4th down.
Got to give the defense credit on that play, taking everything away, forcing the incompletion. Now it's decision time. 4th and short, and you're in field goal range. What do you do here?
They already have a comfortable lead up by multiple possessions, but they're going to go for it here on 4th down. He is brought down, but man, what a job to find some running room and move the chains. The Cowboys will have it 1st and 10. The handoff, keep working on that clock.
I think you have to like what you see if you're the coaching staff here. Your offense is on the field, and it looks like you got a pretty good drive going, and you're just going to try and keep this thing marching, keep the clock ticking. You've got a really nice lead here late. Just want to find ways to keep the chains moving.
Headed to the end zone. Touchdown, Cowboys! And the pummeling has started. They tack a little more onto this lead, and they're on their way to a 3-0 start. Now they've got a little breathing room. They are in firm control of this game, guys, but you never want to let up in a rivalry game.
Because it only takes one play. We know how much of a factor momentum.
And the ball's free, deep in his own territory. Kicking team's got it.
Because of the big collisions on kickoff team, you don't see a lot of that in practice. You don't do that because you don't want to get each other hurt. A lot of open field, big collisions, big force fumble, big momentum play created.
It is a game of field position, and after a return like that, man, are they set up. They'll keep it on the ground for 1st and goal. Relentless, tough running gets it down to the 4. Defense rolling out the big bodies to try to stuff the run. He'll run it to the right, looking for the goal line. He works his way all the way down to the 3, and the defense is reeling.
Yeah, and I tell you what, I love the run game down here. I love being able to give it to a back and be able to trust him. Listen, he doesn't have any touchdowns on the season, so I know he's wanting to punch one in, and down here, giving me the opportunity. Let me prove myself, so I love the big fella getting the football.
And they'll try it again after getting nothing on 2nd down. It's 3rd and goal from the 3. Trying to punch it in. Pistols firing. Touchdown, Cowboys. And the beatdown has ensued. That lead's a little more comfortable now as they close in on a victory here in week 3. And the extra point is good. Lining up to cover the kick after that touchdown drive.
Tulsa, 10.
He'll start the return inside his 5. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. The Golden Hurricane offense comes back onto the field. At this point, it really hasn't been your best day. Just try to find something to build on here at the end, David.
Yeah, just try to keep fighting. Show your kids you're going to keep fighting. Keep throwing the football. Try to get some points up. Palmer, points have been at a premium. They haven't scored very much, but keep fighting, man.
Yeah, and just, try to find things to build off of for next week as well, right? I mean, it's all about continuing to improve week in and week out. So whether that's identifying playmakers or just seeing what you can come up with here at the end of this game and not quitting.
They're bringing heat. And he will be sacked at the 6-yard line.
And man, is that just indictment of the day. Your quarterback getting drilled late in the football game. This offense has sputtered. They haven't found any kind of good rhythm. They haven't done things that really gives your coach confidence and makes you want to believe in them. This offense has a lot of work to do for their next football game.
He gets it away from his own end zone. And the return man is stopped, and that'll leave it up to the offense on the next drive. And now the offense will come onto the field again. And now one of the most satisfying moments in football, just watching that clock drain away while you have control of the ball, Jesse.
And this is definitely one of the best play callers, right, for an offensive coordinator. Getting ready to go into victory formation. So many good things happened today. It seemed like everything he was dialing today, David, ended up working.
No doubt. They put a lot of highlights together, put a great offensive game together, complete football game. They get the win. On to next week.
2nd down coming up. Looking for a crease. It's Silva. And he's brought down after a nice gain. Timeout called by the offense. 29 seconds left on the clock. Down to the 18-yard line. It's 1st and 10. Makes the grab. It's Johnson. That completion gets them inside the 10, and the defense is running out of room to defend. Timeout called by the offense. 24 seconds left on the clock. They're trying to get to it. And the pressure was too much. They get him at the 15. The offense uses a timeout, 20 ticks remaining. After that sack, the O-line better get its act cleaned up. Third down coming. They get him stopped at the 5-yard line, but it will be first and goal from there. Quarterback checking off. Looking to pass. It's Flanagan. Pocket starts to collapse. He'll be brought down at the 5-yard line, and this defense is on its heels.
You know what's great about rivalry games? Each side hates every wretched breath the other one sucks into their greedy lungs. Figuratively speaking, of course, and when you win, oh, is that sweet.
It's glorious to be able to brag, to be able to text message your buddies, to be able to